Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining me. My name is Attorney Diani Winter-Funde, and I'm an immigration law attorney in Tampa, Florida. This month, we're focusing on waivers. As I mentioned, I've spent a lot of time counseling clients and individuals that have entered the United States unlawfully, meaning they've either snuck across the border or they've entered and overstayed. For this month, we are focusing on waivers. One of the most popular kinds of waivers, or I should say the most common kind of waivers I come across, is that for unlawful presence, meaning the individual has no way to show how they entered the United States. For most, it means they might have come across the border in Texas or Arizona or California. You typically do not need a waiver unless somebody is about to apply for you. In other words, you're living in the United States unlawfully and you've been doing this for some time, 5-10 years, that happens, and you've now met a significant other. So your spouse is now ready to apply for you. The kind of waiver you will require will depend on how you entered the United States and or if you've left while you've entered unlawfully, or the status of the person that is applying for you. For example, John Brown came across the border in Mexico. He is now married to a United States citizen. Because John Brown was not inspected by an immigration officer, he cannot adjust his status in the United States. So what I found that a lot of individuals make a mistake with is that John Brown simply departs the United States to go back to Mexico or to go back to Costa Rica to be processed. That is a kiss of death. John Brown will need a waiver in order to leave the United States to be processed in his home country. So for my next videos, I will be talking about what that waiver will look like for John Brown. But I want you to keep the John Brown hypo active in your head. The other kind of waiver I come across, and it's not so much a waiver, but is the exemption from the waiver. In some cases, and depends on the kind of visa that John Brown is applying for, or Jane Brown for that matter, he may or may not need a waiver as he might be exempt. So in the case of John Brown, when I'm sitting with him, I would kind of find out, okay, how did you enter? What is the kind of visa you're applying for? Is it asylum? And in that case, I could determine that he might be exempt. Join me in my next video as I talk about exemptions, and then the third category would be the consent to reapply. Again, my name is Attorney Diani Winter-Funde, and I'm an immigration law practitioner in the state of Florida. And until next time, my friends, walk good.